A. See, kindly note, in your entire ABM, the toughest part, very tough, is module A. Very tough. Then second tough, module C. Then B&D theory part. All the numericals are in module A and module C. I'll be covering both of them. Okay, module A and module C. Got it? Chalo, let's start. This chapter is the basics of statistics. Basics, very basics. Okay? So let's start. Statistical analysis of data can be comprising 4 distinct phases. Now, what do you mean by this? Analysis of data. What do you mean by this? Analysis of data. It means whenever you do any survey. Now we are having the 2 types basically. One is primary source and secondary source. What is primary source? Primary source means you go and see the movie directly. You go and see the movie and then tells you. That is secondary source. Similarly, in statistics, when you do the interview, live interview, or you give the form. See, interview doesn't mean only that putting the mic, what do you say? That is not primary source. That is not interview, not directly the interview. Interview can be of various forms. I can give the form to fill up. That can also be one part of primary source. Secondary means what? Somebody else has done this, taken the interview, given the form, and then I'm taking the data from there. Somebody has done it and then I'm taking. Means what? World Health Organization report, RBI report. RBI gives various reports. That is basically secondary source. Classification and tabulation of data, second step. First, I'll collect the data, primary and secondary source. Second, I'll classify and tabulate the data. Classify means what? Arrange. See, kindly note, whenever you get the data in the raw form, means you collect the forms. So that form is of no use to you. That is known as raw data. You have to convert this raw data into information. So basic job is what? Converting the data to information. This is the job. This conversion is known as second part, classification and tabulation. The raw data is to be represented properly. The raw data is divided into different groups and classes and represented in the form of table. Right? So here you get it information. What do you mean by this information? Suppose if tomorrow I say, in your bank, how many are your customers below the age of, let's say, 40? So you'll immediately be able to give me why? Because you have the data. So this is known as information, not the data. Data means raw data. Okay? Converting the raw data into useful information, that is known as classification and tabulation. Then third, analysis. You will analyze the data. Analyze means what? You will find out what is each person saying, what are the peculiarities, right? Classification and tabulation. Tabulated data is analyzed using different formulae and method according to the purpose of the study or investigation. Okay? So according to the purpose, that is very important. Whatever you want, accordingly you will do it. And fourth is interpretation of data. Interpretation means what? Final stage. From here you will draw the conclusion. So relevant conclusions are drawn after the data is thoroughly analyzed. Then you say, see, you see this immediately after the election, you get those, what do you call? Exit polls. Exit polls. this party will win, that party will win. How do they get it? They do it through analysis and then interpretation, right? So this is the final stage. So what are the 4 stages? These are asked separately in exam, kindly note. Collection, classification, analysis and interpretation. Okay? What is the importance of statistics? Why is statistics important? It is used everywhere. Business, economics, medical, weather, stock market, bank, agriculture, space, anywhere. You call it, you have it. Okay? Now in this, they ask you one question in exam, that is Bayesian decision theory. They'll always ask you one-liner question. What is Bayesian decision theory? It means the businessman can select optimal decisions to directly evaluate the payoff for each alternative course of action. Means what? Select optimal decisions to directly evaluate the payoff. Means payoff. See, I'm having 3 businesses, 3 chances of investment. Okay, alternative courses and payoff. So I'm having 3 chances of investments, A, B and C, 3 projects. So I'll check what is the risk in this, what is the reward in this, what is the risk in this, what is the reward. Accordingly, I will select which is the best one for me. So Bayesian theory means what? Select optimal decisions to directly evaluate the payoff. Payoff means what are the returns from alternative course. So Bayesian theory is asked in exam for 1 mark. Okay? Functions of statistics. Very simple this is. Statistics present the facts in definite form. Definite form means what? You can definitely say, see, whenever you go and do the survey, then that person actually fills up the form or gives you some information. So that is definite. Statistics simplify the complex data. Okay, simplify. Comparison, it is used in comparison. Then studies the relationship between 2 or more variables. It helps in formulating the policies and forecasting the outcomes. So these are all basics, you know this by now. The meanings of these you know. What is the use? Definite, fixed. You can definitely tell that this party will win. Now you will see this, Bihar election, who will win? Immediately it will be there. Bihar election. This party will win, that party will win. Okay? Simplify the complex data, make it easy. So that, how can you make it easy? Using the survey. You can ask various people. Comparison. And then study the relationship between 2 variables. How do you study the relationship? Mehengai, inflation versus the government. That is very important relationship. Then formulating the policies. What it helps in formulating the policies, right? RBI will know what is to be done. What do people say? Helps in forecasting the outcomes. You can definitely predict something roughly. You can't predict it completely, but roughly. What are the limitations? Do not deal with individuals. What do you mean by this? Do not deal with individuals. It is everywhere a number. How many people have you interviewed? These are just numbers. There are no human being feelings over here. Statistics doesn't understand feelings. It only understands numbers. Okay? So that is the problem. And this is generally seen in elections. You see, whenever there is the exit poll before the actual results, people give wrong information. हमने तो इस पार्टी को वोट दिया and actually they have voted for something else. So do not deal with individuals. It deals only with numbers. Statistics does not study qualitative data. Qualitative data means what? Feelings. They are not studied. Gives results only on average. What is average? Average are of 3 types. Kindly note. I have given 2 types over here, but actually it is 3 types. Simple average, weighted average, and third one. Anyone knows which is the third one? Third type of average? I have not mentioned it over here. There is also third average. Anyone knows which is the third average? I'll mention it over here. Exponential. Exponential. Okay, this is the third type of average. So there are basically three types of averages. Okay. See, it's not there in your books, but kindly note, this is the additional information. You will be requiring it. Yeah. Those who have joined new, how many of you are not there for BFM? If you are not there for BFM, kindly join the Telegram channel without fail. I have given it in the pin comment. Tomorrow I will be sharing the PDF in that Telegram channel. So join the Telegram channel without fail. Okay? Tomorrow I will be sharing it in the class also. Read the PDF and the classes. That is enough for you to clear the exam. You will gain more than 60%. Okay? 90% of your paper is from the PDF and the classes. That's it. Okay? So now we are over here. Weight average. Average is of three types. Simple average, weighted average, and exponential. What is simple? Simple means simple. Suppose if I tell you three numbers, three are there. Age and weight. 9, 10, 11, 50, 55, 60. See this, I have given it over here. 9, 10, 11, 50, 55, 60. So if I want to find the simple average, what will I do? I'll find the average of separate. 9 plus 10 plus 11. Say this. Upon 3. Weighted simple average of weight. 50 plus 55 plus 60 upon 3. So simple average is this. Suppose if I want weighted average, then what will I do? I'll multiply this. 9 into 50 plus 10 into 55 plus 11 into 60. The whole upon age. 9 plus 10 plus 11. This is known as weighted average. Okay, weighted. What is the exponential average then? It is not there for your studies, but it is e raised to. E raised to. Then it can be 9 plus 10 plus 11 or 9 into 50 plus 10 into anything it can be. But it is e raised to. Exponential means e raised to. So these are the three types of averages. It is not given in your books, but as a CAIIB student, you must know what are the three types of averages. Simple, weighted, and exponential. Okay? Definitions. What is population? Population means the entire set. The entire collection of observations, person, animal, plant, things, which are actually studied by the researcher, from which we may collect the data. Means, what do you mean by this? I want the data, I want the, let's say, the average salary of, let's say, Delhi, entire city, Delhi, or yeah, entire city, Delhi, I want. So Delhi is a big city. Or Mumbai, entire Mumbai, I want the average salary of Mumbai. So the complete Mumbai population is known as this population. Okay? Collection of observations from which we may collect the data. From which means we'll collect the samples from there. See, it is like this. This is the full population. And from here I'll collect the samples. Here somewhere, here somewhere, here somewhere, like this. Okay? So this is the way. Population and then sample. So kindly note, what do we do? What is the basic job? We will find everything, average of samples, and then apply it to population. Okay? So if we are studying the weight of adult men in India, the population is set of weights of all the men in India, right? Similarly, children, women, everything. Okay? Data can be classified into two types based on the characteristics. So what are the two types? See, any data can be classified using variates and attributes. Now, what is variate? What is attribute? Variate means quantity. Quantity means number. It can be counted in numbers. I have done 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%. I've counted them. And attributes means which cannot be counted. He is a good person. He is a bad person. Can you judge what is good and what is bad? Can you count it in numbers, good and bad? No. That is known as attribute. Right? In your school level, you had nouns, right? Common noun, proper noun, collective noun. There was one noun. Anyone knows what was that noun? There was one noun in school level. Let me see how many of you remember the school. There was one noun which gave the quality. That was known as abstract noun. Remember this? Abstract noun. So that is the same thing. Abstract, correct? Okay? So abstract noun. So that is basically qualitative. Attribute which cannot be counted. So that is, understand the difference between variate and attribute. Variate means quantity, you can measure it. Attribute means quality, you cannot measure it. Good, bad, everything. Okay? So these are the two parts. Now, what is a job? What does means a banker do? What is the job of banker? See, job of banker is, kindly remember, the qualitative part, you have to convert it into quantitative part. That is your job. Means, whether any person is good, means suppose if I want to give a loan to anyone, I'll have to first check whether this person is a good person or a bad person. Then only I'll give it the loan, right? So, good person means, how can I define somebody as a good person? So in that case, we have the reports. Nowadays, we have civil report. What is civil report? Civil report will check the financial history. Basically, it's a quality, but that is converted into numbers. So the job of banking is basically convert the qualitative to quantitative, attribute to variate. That is our job, isn't it? Quantitative or numerical variables can further be classified as discrete or continuous. Discrete or continuous. What do you mean by this discrete and continuous? A variate which takes discrete or distinct values, or in other words, can take only countable and usually finite number of values, is called as discrete variable. So discrete means what? Which can take finite number of values, means which can be counted. 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 1 mango, 2 mango, 3 mango, you can count them. Continuous means you cannot count it. Means water. How will you count the water? 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop. Again, that drop can be divided into drops. It can go down, 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 down. It can go to atoms, electrons. Again, you can't separate it. So that is known as continuous, which cannot be counted separately. Or more in details I'll give you. One more simple explanation I'll give you. Anything which can be counted without any instrument is known as discrete. Without any instrument means mangoes, 1 mango, 2 mango, I can count it. Continuous means instrument is required. Liters means water, liters, rice, kg, I require some instrument. So that is known as continuous. Understand the difference. Continuous means which you cannot count. Okay? Kindly follow my YouTube series. It's available on, today also I have taken one important YouTube. It's available. Everyone do follow the YouTube series. It's daily available. Daily I take the classes on YouTube free. There also I have taken, okay, water in the river is a continuous variable. How many people visited the bank? Discrete variable, right? How many bankers are there in a group of 100 people? Discrete variable, because you can count out banker, non-banker. You can find out. Got it? So discrete and continuous. So variate that can take any value within the range, internal, integral or fractional, is called as continuous variable. Okay? Always remember, for discrete variables we use summation. See, I'll give you over here. For discrete variables, we use summation. This sign we use, this sign, summation. And for continuous variables, we use the sign integration. Those who are from science background, they'll understand it better. Integration. Okay, this you are having it again in chapter number 3. You'll be having this. Summation is for discrete, and for continuous it is integration. Got it, everyone? We'll study them later. Discrete and continuous, we'll be studying it again. Okay? Parameter. Now there are two terms now. Parameter and statistics. See, there are two terms, statistic and parameter. Now what is this? See, suppose, understand this, population. We saw this population of the entire city. Suppose if I say the average salary of the population, entire city, average salary of the entire city population, then it becomes parameter. When I take any average or anything for population, that is called as parameter. But if I take the same average for sample, means what? I'll take 1 over here. See, what will I do? Instead of finding the whole population, I'll take one sample over here, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. And then I'll find the average of these 5 samples. When I find the average of samples, it is called a statistic. So anything which I do for sample is called a statistic. If I do the same thing for population, it is called as parameter. Okay? So suppose if I say tomorrow mean for population, it is called as parameter. Mean for sample is known as statistic. See, same, mean is same. But for whom it is taken? Mode for population, parameter. Mode for sample, it is statistic. Median, population, parameter, same thing, and standard deviation. So you understood this now, right? Move on. Next. Collection of data. Now this already we have done it. Primary, secondary, okay? Primary means what? First time, collected first time, directly by you. Directly or first time by the investigator or the researcher from the respondent, okay? So how do you collect the primary data? Primary data can be collected using various methods. Interview, direct interview. Going there and writing, bolo, what do you say? This is basically direct interview method. Face-to-face contact is made with the informants and respondents under this method of collecting the data. The interviewer asks them the questions pertaining to the survey and collects the desired information. Some of you who have done your MBAs might be doing this. Of course, if you have done it sincerely, that's a separate question. Because I know how the MBAs are done. Because I have trained, my wife is herself a doctorate, she has trained various MBAs. So that's why I know how the MBAs do their job, isn't it? In their college, right? How do you do the survey? How do you do the project? I myself have done so that's why I know it. So second, Direct interview method first. Second is what? Questionnaires. We'll give the questionnaires and then tell them to fill it. Now these questionnaires can have open-ended or closed-ended questions. What is closed-ended? Closed-ended means which you have in your exam, JAIIB and CAIIB. You have closed-ended questions. 4 options are given, you have to choose either of these 4. Open-ended means whatever you want to write. Essay, composition. Write an essay. Mera priya pakshi. Mere pyare Netaji. Mere pyare Chacha Nehru. Right? Open-ended. So write this. Means whatever you want to write, you write it. Census and sample survey. What do you mean by this difference? Census means going to every home, every population, and then finding it out. Census. Data of all the individual units are collected. All. That is known as census. All the individual units. Okay? In a survey, data are collected only from some people. Subpart. Okay, so census is for the full population. See this, census is for the full population. Means I'll go and collect data from each and every house. And survey is for some year. That's it. Correct? Secondary data, you know. Secondary data are the second-hand information, the data which have already been collected and processed by some agency or person and is collected for the second time is termed as secondary data. Means what? World Health Organization report. See this. Secondary data may be collected from the existing records, different published and unpublished sources like WHO, UNESCO, LIC reports, anything. Okay? Classification and tabulation. So classification means what? How do you classify the data? The method of arranging the data in homogeneous groups or classes according to some common characteristics present in the data is classification. Means common characteristics. So I'll classify them according to their characteristics. Those who are 70% and above come here. Those who are 50 to 70% stand here. So classification of data and tabulation. Tabulation means writing the details. The process of sorting letters in the post office, and the letters are classified according to their cities and further arranged according to the streets, right? So that is basically sorting. Or nowadays we have pin codes. This already we have done. There are 4 important bases of classification. Qualitative base. So quality. So here the classification is done based on the quality or attribute. Quality means what? Good, bad, intelligent, dull, all these. Which cannot be counted. Quantitative. Here the data is classified according to some quantitative characteristics like height, weight, which can be measured in the numbers. Okay? Then geographical base. Geographical means here the data is classified by geography. Means what? He is from Mumbai, he is from Delhi, she is from Tamil Nadu. Okay? As per the geography, like population in different states. Chronological or temporal. This is also known as time series. Here the data is classified according to the and arranged according to the time of occurrence. We have this history now. What is history? Same thing. Time of occurrence. Years, months, weeks. This is also known as time series. You have a separate chapter on time series. So chronological, temporal or time series data means it is related to time only. Okay? Now, what are the various types of classifications? Again, as per the single characteristic and two-way, there are in fact more than this. Third is also there, yeah. So, single, two-way and multiple. Single means what? It is known as one-way classification. Means basically you can classify it using the related to your salary, related to your height, weight, anything. That is basically one way. Two-way means what? Two things are combined. Salary and, let's say, vehicle, two-wheeler. Salary and two-wheeler, that is combined. So two characteristics are combined. So that is basically two-way. And multi means what? More than that. Salary, two-wheeler and own house, right? Salary, two-wheeler, own house, anything. Okay? More than two characteristics at a time in order to classify the observed data is known as multi-way. More than two characteristics. Okay? One second. Just hold on. Huh? Just 1 minute. Let me get one slide. Okay? New slide over here. Hold on. What is happening? Now we'll study the second part of the same chapter. That is frequency, then frequency distribution. Okay? All this we'll be studying. Hold on. One second. So that is known as frequency. Suppose if I want to write 8, how will I represent 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then 1, 2, 3. Okay? Got it? So this is frequency distribution. 13. 5, 5 and then 3. Okay? So kindly understand, frequency means if the value of the variable occurs more than once or twice, means even once is allowed. Practically even once is allowed. So that is known as frequency. Suppose let's say students A, B, C, D and so on. 20, 20, 30, these are the marks. So suppose if I ask you, how many of the students have got 20 marks? So that is 2. So this becomes the frequency. How many of the students have got 30 marks? 1. So that is a frequency again. Okay? Frequency means what? It gives you the number of elements it is repeated. 20 is repeated how many times? 2 times. That is frequency. Okay? Similarly, this is a continuous variable. See, understand, this is discrete, this is continuous. Continuous means it's in the range. Discrete means it is separate. Okay? What are class boundaries? What is a class boundary? Means what? Inclusive classes can be converted into exclusive classes. Now, what is inclusive? What is exclusive? That you need to first understand. What is inclusive? What is exclusive? See, inclusive means where the ends don't match. Means, say this. 5 to 9, 10 to 14. These are called as inclusive. In this, 5 is also included and 9 is also included. See this. Here you will get the example. Inclusive 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 24, and so on. So this is called as inclusive. Are the ends matching? 14 and 15 ends are not matching. 19 and 20 ends are not matching. So this is known as inclusive. But both are included over here. 10 is also included, 14 is also included. Suppose if I get 10 numbers, so I'll write the frequency over here. In this group, I'll put 10 in this group. If I get 14, I'll put it in this group. If I get 15, I'll put it in this group. Inclusive. Exclusive means what? The ends are matching. So what will I do? See this, 14 and 15. What is the average? 14.5. So I'll write it 9.5, 0.5 over here, 0.5 over here. So 9.5 and 14.5. 14.5 and 19.5. 19.5 and 24.5. So look at this. 19.5, 20. So this average of this, like this it is done. So inclusive means ends are not matching. Exclusive means ends are matching. Kindly note, our target in exam is to convert inclusive to exclusive. This is your target in exam. Kindly note, to solve any problem, you have to convert inclusive data to exclusive data. You have to remember this by heart. Inclusive to exclusive, you have to convert. Got it? How to convert inclusive to exclusive? Take the average. Whatever is the last ends are there, find the average and put the averages. Okay? Suppose if I give you this inclusive data, convert this to exclusive. 11 to 14, 16 to 19, 21 to 24. What will be the exclusive data in this? So find out the average of these two, 14 and 16. Average is 15. So 1 here, 1 there. Similarly, 19 and 21, average is 20. So your exclusive data will be what? See this. 1 on this side, 1 on this side. So 10 to 15. 15 to 20. 20 to 25. This is known as exclusive. Okay? Suppose if I tell you to convert this data, 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 24. Now convert this, everyone. Convert this data. 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 24. Convert this to exclusive. Give me the answer. Let me see. Who can give me the answer? Fast. 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 24. Convert into exclusive data. Fast. 9.5 to 14.5, correct, Nalina. 14.5 to 19.5, correct. 19.5 to 24.5. Very good. Okay, this is the right answer. 0.5 here, 0.5 there. Correct, Bhavna. Correct, Sri Harsha. Yeah. Now, convert the third answer. Third, 12 to 14, 17 to 19, 22 to 24. See this. Now convert the third one. I want the answer of third one now. I want the answer of third one now. Let me see. Yes. Third one answer. Correct. Kamala Kannan, 15.5, 20.5, yes, 14.5, 15.5. No, Sri Arsha, just check this. 15.5 is correct, 20.5 is also correct. Okay? Yeah. So it is 15.5 here, 20.5, okay? And so on. It will go on and on and on. Okay? This is how it will be done. Got it, everyone? So next now. Open-ended class interval. What is open-ended? Open-ended means, suppose if I tell you, what? Any number above 50. Any number above 50. So what does it mean? It's open-ended. From 50 it can go to 100, to 1000, to 1 lakh, to 1 crore, to anything. So whenever the upper end is missing or lower end is missing, lower also, any number below 10, so it can be 0 also, it can be minus 10 also, it can be minus 1 lakh also, anything. So in open-ended class, either the lower limit of the first class is missing or upper limit of the last class, or both are missing, or both is also important. So it can be like this, see, below 10, so this is open-ended, above 40, open-ended, both can also be there. Okay, so it can be only one below 10, or it can be this above 40, that's it, or it can be both also. Got it? Now you tell me, if I give you this classification, less than 10 and 10 and 20, so this is open-ended or closed-ended? This example, open-ended or closed-ended? This example, it is open-ended. Very good. It is open-ended because one is missing. First is missing, right? Open-ended. Similarly, you can have reverse also. 10 to 20 and greater than 20. So that is also open-ended. Okay? So where you can have infinite number of answers is called as open-ended. Got it? Now this part we will do tomorrow because this is a difficult part. Relative frequency, percentage frequency, frequency density. We will start afresh tomorrow. Okay? We'll start tomorrow this because this is not actually today's portion and you will get, it becomes too heavy for you in a single day. Today is the first day and all of you will get too much bugged up with the knowledge. Okay, you shouldn't be bombarded. Okay? Chalo, let's do it tomorrow. Got it, everyone? Understood up till now? Okay? Do join the Telegram channel without fail. Do join the Telegram channel without fail. Okay? Bye, everyone. Don't forget to give the ratings at the end. Don't forget to give the ratings. Everyone should give the ratings at the end. Okay? Good night.